What does process orientation mean? Why do companies today have to look into process orientation more than ever before? Companies today operate in complex and dynamic environments. Management continually has to cope with challenges such as new customer requirements, competitors' initiatives, and technical innovations. It is particularly the frequency with which change occurs that distinguishes the present situation from the past. When a new strategy has been agreed, it must be implemented rapidly. In many companies, the setup still follows the vertical functional organizational structure. Customers, however, view the company from a horizontal perspective. The end-to-end processes, for example from customer to customer, run cross-functionally through the company. But often, no one in the company holds overall accountability for this end-to-end perspective of the customer. The processes tend to be managed by the respective functional managers in the departmental segments. When these processes now have to be adapted increasingly frequently to new customer requirements or new strategies, traditional functional organizations quickly reach their limits. The coordination required to change the cross-functional end-to-end processes is too costly and too slow. In a process-oriented organization, the company processes are documented in a process model. The top level of the process model is the process map. In this type of organization, the company is managed via customer-focused processes. This means that strategic adaptations, for example, are made directly at the cross-functional processes before they are coordinated with the departments. This procedure increases the speed and efficiency of strategy implementation. BPM&O has developed two management cycles for the management of processes. Due to the graphical representation of these, we call them BPM&O process management classes. These management cycles are executed by managers responsible for a process and thus also for a cross-functional end-to-end process. This is an essential characteristic of process-oriented management. The strategic cycle is triggered, for example, by a new corporate strategy or changed customer requirements. The process is analyzed as to its suitability to meet the new requirements. If necessary, it is then adapted in accordance with the changed strategic process goals. In the cycle of operational process management, the long-term strategic process goals are translated into short-term operational process goals. The process is redesigned, planned, and re-implemented in its modified form. Process indicators are then employed to measure if, during execution, the operational process goals are achieved. The brow bar of the glasses represents the third segment of process management. This is about designing the process-oriented organization and the way in which it is managed. It is this task for which we have developed our BPM&O model. The BPM&O model forms a managerial framework for process-oriented organization. BPM Governance describes the rules, guidelines, and methods which ensure process-oriented management. The organizational dimension defines, for example, the form of the organizational structure as well as all roles and bodies that support a process-oriented organization. The process model is also defined here. In order to encourage process orientation in the company, necessary personal and organizational competencies as well as changes regarding the corporate culture are agreed. Process-oriented organizational development is applied as a crossover discipline to successfully implement intended change processes.